Hi friends, I am back with one more lesson, and today we are going to learn how to remember places. And this is also from the book Memory, Develop, Train and Use It by William Walker Atkinson. So let's start today's lesson. He says there is a great difference in the various degrees of development of the sense of locality in the different versions. But these differences may be traced directly to the degree of memory of that particular phase or faculty of the mind, which in turn depends upon the degree of attention, interest, and use which has been bestowed upon the faculty in question. The authorities on phrenology define the faculty of locality as follows: cognizance of place, recollection of the looks of the places, roads, scenery, and the location of objects, where on a page ideas are to be found, and position generally the geographical faculty, the desire to see places, and the have the ability to find them. Persons in whom this faculty is developed to the highest degree seem to have an almost intuitive idea of direction, place, and position. They never get lost or mixed up regarding direction or place. They remember the places they visit and their relation in space to each other. Their minds are like maps which are engraved in various roads, streets, and objects of sight in every direction. When these people think of China, Labrador, Tierra del Fuego, Norway, Cape of Good Hope, Thippet, and any other place, they seem to think of it in this direction or in that direction, rather than as a vague place situated in vague direction. The minds think north, south, east, or west, as in the case may be when they consider a given place. Shading down by the degrees, we find people at the other pole of the faculty who seem to find it impossible to remember any direction or locality or relation in space. Such people are constantly losing themselves in their own towns and fear to trust themselves in a strange place. They have no sense of direction or place and fail to recognize a street or scene which they have visited recently, not to speak of those which they have traveled over in time past. Between these two poles or degrees, there is a vast difference, and it is difficult to realize that it is all a matter of use, interest, and attention. That it is, but this may be proven by anyone who will take the trouble and pains to develop the faculty and memory of locality within his mind. Many have done this, and anyone else may do likewise if the proper methods be employed. The secret of the development of the faculty and memory of place and locality is akin to that mentioned in the preceding lessons in connection with the development of the memory for names. The first thing necessary is to develop an interest in the subject. One should begin to take notice of the direction of the streets or roads over which he travels, the landmarks, the turns of the road, the natural objects along the way. So you should have knowledge of the landmarks, the route which you are taking, or you should take some interest in your journey. You should procure a small geography and study direction, distances, location, shape and form of countries, etc. Not as a mere of mechanical thing, but as a life subject of interest. If there were a large sum of money awaiting your coming in certain sections of the globe, you would manifest a decided interest in that direction, isn't it? Locality and position of those places and the best way to reach them. Before long, you would be veritable reference book regarding those special places, or if your sweetheart were waiting for you in some such place, you would do likewise, isn't it? The whole thing lies in the degree of want to regarding the matter. Desire awakens interest, interest employs attention, and attention brings use, development, and memory. Therefore, you must first want to develop the faculty of locality and want to hard enough. The rest is mere matter of detail. Means you need to have interest. And for that interest, what is required? You should have something to make use of it, or you should be somehow get associated with it or related with it. One of the first thing to do after arousing an interest is to carefully note the landmarks and relative positions of the streets or roads over which you travel. So many people travel along a new street or road in an absent minded manner, taking no notice of the lay of the land as they proceed. This is fatal to place memory. Means if you have no interest, there are probability or there are chances that you will not be able to create a memory of that place. You must take notice of thoroughfares and the things along the way. Pause at the crossroads and the street corners and note the landmarks and the general directions and the relative positions until they are firmly imprinted on your mind. Begin to see how many things you can remember regarding even a little exercise walk. Remember, we have talked about the observation technique or observation practice, or do how to work, increase your observation power by doing that exercise of observing everything in a room. And when you have returned home, go over the trip in your mind and see how much of the direction and how many of the landmarks you are able to remember. Take out your pencil and endeavor to make a map of your route, giving the general direction and nothing the noting the streets, names, and principal objects of the interest, etc. Means try to mark wherever you have gone, how you have gone, what route you have taken, what traveling or what was your mode of traveling. Everything, if you will note down, you'll be able to bring that memory, or you'll be able to register that memory in your mind. Fix the idea of north in your mind when starting and keep your bearing it by during your whole trip and in your map making. How we start, how we mark north and then we mark the map, do it accordingly. You'll be surprised how much interest you'll soon develop in this map making exercise. It will get to be a quite a game, and you'll experience pleasure in your increasing proficiency in it, because you'll start loving it, because you'll start liking it. When you go out for a walk, go in a roundabout way, taking as many turns and twists as possible in order to exercise your faculty of locality and direction. But always note carefully direction and general course so that you may reproduce it correctly on your map when you return. If you have a city map, compare it with your own little map and also retrace your route in imagination on the map. With a city map or road map, you may get lots of amusement by retraveling the route of your little journeys. By comparing your map with the city map and the road map, you'll get to know how much more you have to do, or how close you are, or how to make a map, and then you'll start enjoying that journey. And the more you'll know, the more you'll get the chance to travel, the more you get the chance to increase your observation. Always note the names of the various streets over which you travel, as well as those which you cross during your walk. Note them down upon your map, and you'll find that you'll develop a rapidly improving memory in this direction, because you have awakened interest and bestowed attention. Hence, you have interest as well as your attention in that particular exercise. Take a pride in your map making. Map making. If you have a companion, endeavor to beat each other at this game, both traveling over the same route together and then seeing which one can remember the greatest number of details of the journey. So it will become a game for both of you. Akin to this and supplementary to it is the plan of selecting a route to be traveled on your city map. Endeavoring to fix in your mind the general direction, names of streets, turns, return journey, etc. before you start. Begin by mapping out a short trip in this way and then increase it every day. After mapping out a trip, lay aside your map and travel it in a portion. If you like, take along the map and puzzle out variations from time to time. Get the map habit in every possible variation and form, but do not depend upon the map exclusively, but instead endeavor to correlate the printed map with the mental map that you are building in your brain. Means try to correlate, or try to associate both the maps. If you are about to take a journey to a strange place, study your maps carefully before you go and exercise your memory in reproducing them with a pencil. Then, as you travel along, compare places with your map and you will find that you will take an entirely new interest in the trip. It will begin by meaning something to you. If about to visit a strange city, procure a map of it before starting and begin by noting the cardinal points of the compass. Study the map, the directions of the principal streets, and the relative positions of the principal points of interest, buildings, etc. In this way, you not only develop your memory of places and render yourself proof against being lost, but you also provide a source of new and great interest in your visit. The above suggestions are capable of greatest expansion and variation on the part of anyone who practices them. The whole thing depends upon the taking notice and using the attention. And those things in turn depend upon the taking of interest in the subject. If anyone will wake up and take interest in the subject of locality and direction, he may develop himself along the lines of place memory to an almost incredible degree in a comparatively short time at that. There is no other phase of memory that so quickly responds to use and exercise this one. We have a mind, a lady who was notoriously deficient in the memory of place and was sure to lose herself a few blocks from her stopping place, wherever she might be. Okay, so this is something which he told us to practice day in, day out so that we can have a great memory of places, and we'll, by taking interest, by taking attention, by increasing our attention, we'll be able to enjoy making maps or remembering the places or playing with a friend or companion. It will become something fun game or something funny exercise for us. So with this, we'll stop here, and in next lesson, I'll come up with some more remembrance, some more memory, or some more technique. So stay tuned for next lesson. And till then, keep learning and keep. So till then, keep learning and keep growing.